I mean, when we take a look at the draft and everything like that, don't let Zushin through as a number one. You're not going to have that option anymore. It's going to be on the side of Leviatán to go ahead and ban that out. The Fanny came as a surprise to them too as well. That's but you're not going to be able to surprise them again. And I do like that we're kind of paying that respect out to Raquel, taking out the Kufra pick as well. And honestly, I would need to see them, because that, I want to say, it screamed out to me early that there was going to be issues when you saw the draft, you saw the Zushin, you saw the Fanny pick come out there as well. And then the early aggression that was going to come out from the Khalid as well. So I want to see them with a successful draft here before we can start kind of ironing down where some of the problems might be.
And I see that Leon has chosen to go to the blue side again, giving them a first pick. I don't know. I feel like they should probably let, Leviatán kind of have that pick right now to maybe possibly do better in the counter picks for them. But they're gonna go ahead with that.
Harley gone, Freya gone, Guinevere's gone. Kufra again respected. Leon rather taking blue side again this time. Marcel's gone. I think Jushin's a pick that Leviatán should ban out right now. There you go. Don't let it go because it's too strong of a pick. Leon made that mistake. Now Leon don't even get the Boxia in their hands. Carry's a solid choice that they go for, which was banned out of the previous game. I think right now, if you're Leviatán, lock in. If you want to go for the Boxia, if you're Woompy, but if you're more of an assassin type, Suyo is still left open, right? Apart from the Suyo, Phobius is still a solid choice if you want to go to the EXP lane. Still plenty of options to choose from. Eve is another good pick. Valentina is solid, especially in the hands of Yato. So I think just lock in the Valentina, double down on applying the pressure on the mid duo, and get the game in your favor.
I'm kind of in favor of Suyo in a mid pickup, just because I feel like Suyo can close the distance on the carry early game and mid to be able to kind of shut that down early. A lot of the tankier pickups is where carry is really going to shine for them as well. You do invite after picking up the Valentina though. I feel like, ooh, so we're gonna go with the Suyo and the Kaja. I don't know what Kaja's win rate has been in North America. I feel like sometimes he's a little bit watered down because you're so dependent on your spell, your flicker, to kind of get in there to grab somebody. It doesn't mean it's impossible. I just feel like there's a lot of those boxes that need to be checked for that successful engagement and that successful divine judgment.
You're right on that note, right? The flicker is super important, kind of like Achilles' heel of the Kaja if you're able to bait out the flicker early. But in this case, not just pick it up for yourself, but denying the Kaja on the other side. So Leon right now probably left with Cho or a Kalea at this point. A Leomord is going to be the pick for Bernoulli because that's possibly the other jungle picks he has. He has been very limited in his jungle pool. So yes, I think here Leomord coming out. Uranus is a solid choice, but Leviatán need to add more burst, right? They need to have this Kaja pair up with somebody else to kind of show some promise. No pun intended.
Good fun.
And then also we're kind of looking for, I mean, Suyo's got a decent amount of burst, but you're also, I want to say, maybe looking for something else that can kind of be a little bursty for your team as well. And yeah, we've got a Sora coming out there. A good pickup there as well going into the second banning phase, which means you can take out Valentina, which would be like the immediate counter you would think for that mid lane.
Never mind. I thought Layla was gonna say something, but
I don't have anything.
We could see it. An enthralling statement was just building and waiting to come out.
I was about to say. So she was like, she was ready to burst out. But I think if you're Leon, you want to ban out the Valentina. But if you're Leviatán, take away more of the mid picks or the roam picks that are available right now. I think roam would be the best option to lock down the Khalid, the Hildas, just to make sure you don't add more pressure along with this Leomord that's already present. The Kalea is a solid choice, which I mentioned early on, but they ended up picking the Uranus. So I think Kalea has gone off the table. In this case, I'd probably say Hylos is another option they could go for because the combo that it can provide, slowing down Leviathan in these fights. But if you're Leviathan also, would you double down on the Valentina in this game, knowing that you already have the Sora, or would you save that for the next game, right? That's another option if Leon don't ban it out.
Well, I don't know why Lyon would ban out the Valentina when it would be perfect for them to pick it up. It counters Sora. They're looking for a mid lane as well. I don't think that's going to be on Lyon to take out. I think they're Leviathan. We're actually kind of they're either going to have to ban it out, or I don't know if you take that here either. Well, I mean, you do give yourself a Phantom Steed as well if you pick it up yourself. I'm very curious to see where we go with this early one. Still looking for that marksman and that mid, and Zeshion's taken off of there. Valentina, is that what? I don't think that it's going to be Lyon that's going to ban the Valentina.
I think it could be Harith also here, right? Harith is a ban.
As who would pick Harith?
Oh, Claude. Okay, I was gonna say Harith could be a ban for Leon, but now Leviathan could just pick it up as the last pick. I'm just thinking Leviathan go for the Valentina because you're denying the Valentina on the other side, and also it's Yato's comfort pick. And he has been super solid on the Valentina, regardless of the losses that Leviathan have gotten on their side. When he's picked it up, he has been really good. But if not the Valentina, Yve is a good option, but you're giving away the RWM if Leon pick it up. So it's got to be a mid lane option here. And if Valentina, otherwise probably go for Harith in the gold lane. I think that's the two that Leviathan has. Go.
Okay.
You're. It's so good. Go ahead, Private. Go ahead.
I'm just looking at my notes. I didn't see this one coming out there, but he's got a good amount of damage he can do to a lot of these, especially when it comes to true damage that he can dish out to these tankier heroes. The only problem is you're banking on your front line to be able to kind of keep the enemy in front of Gord. Leomord is going to be so hard to kind of keep away. We saw what Dez did to the Granger. Like, there was nothing stopping him from closing that distance to get to that back line. So it'll be very interesting. We're going to really have to follow up and chain down that CC.
I like the Gord. I like the Gord only because of its denying the Valentina pick. The Gord is so good into the Valentina, right? Even though you steal away the Mystic Gush, you're gonna have such a hard time in the mid lane to keep up in terms of rotation. So, and especially close the gap against the Gord, because the Valentina likes to get up close and personal and disrupt the mid duo flow and take control of the river. But now with this Gord, you're not gonna be able to do this. But oh my God, it's been a long time since Wan come in. Like, what is going on? Like, this hero right now has gotten damage, and I play 1-1 like I like 1-1, but I don't know, Private. I don't know what to make of this 1-1 right now.
Leviathan.
1-1's a while. The 1-1's, go ahead, Layla.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Leviathan trying to be the new Night Horde hero, coming with these unconventional picks that are definitely not the meta. It's really interesting to see how it plays out.
It's going to be very interesting. I do see the use of the Gord. You combine that with the Divine Judgment. You have the damage that can come out from Woomfi, from Bethlehem, and then, of course, the Mystic Gush from Yato. So you'll be able, whoever takes that Divine Judgment, they're going to be burned down. Doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if you grab Raquel. I don't care if you're grabbing Hayase. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to burn them down. I'm not going to count ISO out yet. That might be a little bias coming out from me, but it's a bit of a stretch there with that 1-1 coming out. We're going to see how successful it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think 1-1 is one of my favorite marksmen, so maybe a little bit of bias for me as well. But at the moment, the damage is almost negligible. But anyways, we're going to find out about it, folks. Game number 2 in this best of 5 series, Leon versus Leviathan. The winner, if Leon wins this, they get 2-0. If Leon wins this 1-1, Leviathan 2-0. It is an elimination round, so let's see how this goes about.
Yeah, both of these teams fighting for their survival in the playoffs. Day 1 of the playoffs. Ooh, a little bit of engagement. Raquel has to flicker. That's going to be in the opening 50 seconds. And Bethlehem right there on the back end looking for the kill is unfortunately not able to find it, but you can already see the pressure mounting coming out from Leviathan. Hayase comes in from the side, maybe looking for a little bit of a reprieve. Comes in, might have been able to get that minion from the side of Leviathan.
They get 2 of them. They even got the lava gold with the help of Retribution. Woompy coming in clutch right now. And look at him. He's already level 3. He hasn't taken the top half of his jungle yet. Bernoulli, like, kind of not getting to the level 4 power spike that you need on a Leomord.
You know what's so smart about that rotation they just did too? You took away all of the side minions that Hayase is going to be able to depend on to get his stacks. You see right here in the lane, he can't get any stacks from these minions because they're aggroed onto his. Now you took away the gold, you took away the minion at his side. He has no way of getting any of his stacks as a Uranus right now.
Yeah, and again, in this game of this Leomord, just like the one that happened with Stamina Esports, going for the Marksman emblem, it's a popular trend that I've been looking at, especially after the Marksman emblem got a slight bit of a buff. You're getting that extra 5% penetration. It works out for the Leomord because you increase the attack speed, which is something the Leomord would like when he's on the steed. So maximizing that as well. Just before the turtle, Mystic Gush comes out, and I think Leon might want to go for this one.
Yeah, you just wasted 4 ultimates before this turtle even came out. Bethlehem fighting it out with Hayase. Turtle walking back and forth, does get pulled out by the side of Leviathan. And on the backside, Hayase lying in wait, trying to get a little bit of damage here in against Woompy. Engagement comes out. Raquel caught in, do with Phantom Steed coming out from Bernoulli, who does miss a little bit of damage there. Hayase in the midst of 3 members of Leviathan as Hayase onto the backside, latching onto Woompy. Turtle down to 50%, and you can see Bernoulli dashing out to the backside. Still no level 4 for Promise as Woompy able to find the retribution and the kill onto Bernoulli. Mystic Gush in the background to provide that fire support.
Woompy got 2 levels ahead of Bernoulli, and even when he got the steed after the Shifting Skies was used by Bethlehem, the auto landing that stun came in so clutch. Bernoulli's half of the steed timing was kind of just wasted out, and they're not able to maximize that instantly after the Promise goes in, zones him out. Really well played from Leviathan, and you can see it started to show these macro plays and these small changes that they've made to their roster has allowed them to play a lot more aggressive than they have so far in the MCT. This is a rejuvenated Leviathan that we're looking at.
Even with Hayase on the Uranus, he was top of the damage charts there, just being a huge threat to the side of Leviathan. Leviathan able to really be able to find the maneuvering, get around that Lord Put to find the retribution and find the kill onto Bernoulli, who had, I feel like maybe pulled the trigger on the Phantom Steed just a little too early as Leviathan really kind of backed off, let that thing tick down. And once you didn't have the Phantom Steed anymore, it was prime game for the rest of Leviathan to go in. Only a 1-0 game just yet for Leviathan.
Well, at this point, Leviathan are playing super well, though. It's been clean in terms of their movements, in terms of usage of their skills, the timing of everything. Even though it's a 1-0, it's been very nice, clean, crisp play that we like to see from Leviathan. Lyon, on the other hand, going down their usual route of a slow-paced game, knowing when to pull the trigger when the time is right. But so far, you want to be a little more aggressive since you have the Leomord on your side. So I wonder if this is going to be the turtle where they are deciding to do that. Otherwise, you're just handing the game to Leviathan.
Yeah, I think we're waiting. I think Promise is exactly waiting for that Phantom Steed to come out for him to go in there and be able to grab it. We do have a nice Yato comes in, able to find a kill onto Bernoulli. The rest of Lyon looking for an escape. Now you can see the damage coming on to Leonhardt. He is going to be the next one down as Raquel eating a face full of that ultimate coming out from ISO. And now you can see the pressure mounting from Leviathan. They haven't even gone for the turtle. They're immediately going to turn their attention to the purple buff of Leon.
Yeah, and they take it away, leaving that small camp behind, slowing down the region of that purple buff. And not just that, Bethlehem has been looking to make these Shifting Skies plays a lot, and it's turning out to be a problem on the other side. I think the main problem being here, they got the crossbow of Tang unlocked just when the Divine Judgment came through. And not just that, even the Mystic Gush, everything right now is ticking for Leviathan. They're checking all their boxes. They're dotting their I's. They're crossing their T's. And Leon just don't know how to make a comeback. They don't know how to fight because they want to make sure Leonhardt gets to the point where he can scale and dish out the damage. But if you're not allowed the space to dish out the damage, if your front line's not going to be able to tank a lot, it's not looking good. And not just that, the finishing blow that should be dealt by Bernoulli on this Leomord is not going to happen because he barely has an item.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big problem here. ISO already putting the finishing touches onto that bottom tower. So you're already taking out both side towers at the 6-minute mark. Little engagement comes up here with the shifting skies coming out from Bethlehem. Bernoulli is down. Whoopi finds a kill onto Raquel. Underneath the tower, ISO tries to take down POV. Cannot find the damage just yet, but still at a 5-0 lead for Leviathan.
And not just that, right? He popped the Purify and was still able to get 2 marks taken away. ISO is a beast on this 1-1. I mean, it was his comfort pick before. That's what, 2 years ago? But then again, right now in this meta, in this economy, you're playing a 1-1 and you're taking it to Leon in the elimination round. Yeah, I think this is a different Leviathan that we're looking at.
Yeah, and you can go ahead and see the Phantom Steed is out as Leviathan dive in underneath the purple buff as well. Bernoulli running to the safety of his tower, still gets taken out by Woomfy. Leviathan continuing their pressure. This is our jungle, they are saying, at a 6-0 lead against Lyon. And Leonhardt alone against 3 members. Hayase trying his best to try to take them out. ISO gets the kill, but pays for it with his life.
Oh, at this point, Leviathan's teammates are saying you got to report ISO for giving them that 1 kill that they got. They're 7-1, 6K goal lead in the hands of Leviathan. But if you're Leon right now, you want Bernoulli to get at least 1 kill. He's 0-4-0. He's struggling at this point, and it's all thanks to the gourd that's come through. Not just denying the Valentina pick in the drafting phase, but also creating so much space and stopping the Steed whenever it comes out. And it's just not working out. They're not able to close the gap. If you're getting stunned up on your way to casting the gourd, I think the game is kind of lost there if you're Leon. And now you're relying on Pav to create the space along with Raquel and Hayase. This is not the Leon that we're used to seeing. This is not the Leon that we saw in the past few weeks. But Leviathan showing the same.
Yeah, you can see Woomfy is going to be able to pick up the Lord there as well. Mystic Gush in the mid lane as the rest of the team chasing down Hayase, looking for an escape. Divine Judgment catches him, and Yato putting the finishing blow down on Hayase.
Well, it's a cake, man. It's a cake. It's what they're doing. They're building a cake. They're looking to put that cherry on top, and that's going to be ISO when he pops that crossbow off Tang. And at this point, the Lord, again, coming out of the top side. We're talking about 9 minutes into the game. This is where they were at in the previous one, able to get the finish and blow one in 12 minutes, 14 seconds. We could possibly see a finish soon, a quick finish in this game as well. Woompi's level 15 and Bernoulli's 9.
Yeah, this is just the overwhelming offense and the stun and the Mystic Gush. They have to expend flickers to get out of the way. Now pressure starting to mount at the high ground towers. Lord fighting for his life against some of these minions here up at the top. And now you can see the pressure starting to mount at the mid-high ground tower. You can see the damage starting to mount as well. Minions down at the bottom as the Leviathans turn their attention down to the bottom tower. Raquel alone to try to defend against 5 members who make short work of the high ground tower at mid, trying to find themselves a little bit of a bait there. The rest of Leviathan wisely turn from the engagement and go to clear out enemy jungle.
Well, they're looking. Oh, no, just comes out.
Jesus, there was an enemy hero there. There was a Leonhardt, and Leonhardt got stunned and Mystic gushed into dust. Now, minions starting to mount at mid and bottom tower. You can see Woomfy doing his best to try to clear out the minions at top, trying to create a whole lot of pressure from all of the lanes. Woomfy inside the base right now. You can see a little bit of that confidence starting to come out from Leviathan. Now, high ground tower. We have the mid lane. Ooh, big pushback coming back onto Leon. Finds a kill onto Raquel. Woofy with the damage onto the tower. Leviathan looking to possibly close this out. Mystic Gush takes down POV. Bernoulli and the rest of his team trying to clear out these minions. ISO finds the last high ground tower. Leviathan looking to put on the damage. Only 2 more members left from Lyon. Minions coming in from the rear. Do they have enough to close this out on Lyon at the 11-minute mark? Crossbow Tang is out. Whoopi finds a kill onto Hiyase, ticking down on to the core. This is going to be game 2 for Leviathan.
Hey, I don't know what you were looking at, Layla. Private and I were looking at a slaughter fest coming in from Leviathan. It was quick. That was, I don't know, somebody ordered some meat because the slaughterhouse just got everything butchered down. And that 2-0, Leviathan, rejuvenated, they look like a completely different team. And Leon didn't stand a chance.
I mean, they are pretty much a different team with the 2 additions in their roster, and these 2 additions have definitely made, I feel like, a difference. I'm just really interested, who is the shot caller in this team? Because clearly it might be the 2 addition, as they are definitely moving way more different compared to what they were showing in the previous tournament.
I want to say Promise was never going to be he was never really a question for me. I knew he's been a call-in for a lot of the best teams in North America. When they have a player that can't make it, where all the cards are out, you're trying to make it to the playoffs or something, or you've got a big important game, Promise has always been a stalwart pillar for any team to bring on. The big thing for me is bringing on Woomfy. Is this somebody that we know in North America, or is this a brand new player? Because if it's a brand new player, that's a hats off to me, to Leviathan, for trusting somebody brand new on the scene to be able to kind of help be one of those pillars for your team. And Whoopi has shown out here, whether it was the Fanny he played in the first game, did sustain damage, was able to come in from a lot of the flanks, or whether he was playing on the Suyo here, did an excellent job.
Yeah, I think the Suya as well doing super well in this particular game. But then again, the whole composition of Leviathan doing a fantastic job. Bethlehem was on point. Promise created the space that needed. ISO just bought enough time for him to get the items and then popped off. Yato just getting the stuns on point, slowing down Bernoulli as much as possible. Technically, they never allowed Bernoulli to play the game even. I don't even know if he got a kill or an assist on the board, because Leon were just behind the 8 ball right from the start. I think Leviathan doing a fantastic job to keep the pace up of this game and able to apply the pressure where it matters, and just not letting up, because you want to up the tempo as much as possible and keep the same pressure that you did in game number 1 and turn that into game number 2 as well. So well done, Leviathan. And if you're Leon, you need to find a way to contest the early game, because if you're trying to play again that slow pace mid to late game finish, the early game is just taken away by Leviathan, and they're ending the game in 12 minutes. I don't know if this was less than 12 minutes. Seems like it was.
Yeah, they ended it fast. They came in very, very aggressive, this game style, and being able to be aggressive with that Kaja in their team.
I was gonna say, I don't even remember that many divine judgments. He did an excellent job, even when you weren't depending on the divine judgments. I saw a few out there that he was able to get. The team was able to burst them down. Oh, but man, call me a believer now into the Kaja pickup, because that was especially when you mix it in with the Gord. Gord is a personal favorite of mine. I used to one-trick him in the mid lane, but to see him on the main stage and do so well, and especially into a composition like this where his bursting ability is, you're really able to take advantage of it. That's a huge deal and a great job. This is what I was talking about. Promise, whenever you put him onto the team, it's unfortunate that I feel like I often see him as a replacement for a player. I would love to see him as as like the stalwart beginning roster for somebody. But yeah, as we take a look at here at the highlights for Promise, a nice little divine judgment